Well, how do I want to approach this? Good morning. I'm coming to you freshly showered. I'm battling against the clock right now because I need to go to work. So we're gonna really quickly try out the new Glowish bronzer and skin tint from Huda Beauty. I think they call this brand or this line the love child between Huda Beauty and Wishful. They're two very natural looking skin tint basically. I'm not very good at explaining, it's very early in the morning. Without further ado, I'm going to try this bad boy out. I'm going to do one side with my fingers, I'm going to do one side with a brush. I do want to prime, but I'm just going to use my Fenty Hydra Visor just for a little bit of SPF and a bit of moisturiser, but just a little bit everywhere, just so I've got a nice moisturised base to work with. And I've done my brows off camera, obviously. Okay, so the foundation. I got, well, it's more of a skin tint, right? I got the shade 02 Fair Light. I paid for this with my own money. I don't get sent Huda Beauty PR. The claims are that it's a dewy glow, healthy looking skin, it's fragrance free, it's got skin caring ingredients for the ultimate glow. It says it's clean, naturally derived ingredients. I think it's 92% naturally derived ingredients, vegan friendly, and not tested on animals. Huda Beauty is not tested on animals. They are not cruelty-free certified. However, they do say that they do not test on animals. I'm hoping that at some point they will be cruelty-free certified, and then I might feel a little bit better, because if you know me, you'll know I'm trying to be a bit more conscious about my purchases being a bit more cruelty-free. Anyway, let's get this started. It's got a really nice pump. I'm gonna do one pump on the back of my hand, and that was two. Let's do one side with my fingers. So when Huda Beauty's demonstrating this product, she's not using much product at all, which is interesting. Wow. Okay. So not much coverage, but really nice to even out the skin tone. I mean, there wouldn't be much coverage anyway because it is a skin tint, not a foundation. I'm really interested to see how this wears throughout the day. I'm going to try and see if I can build it up, especially I've got two little pimples there. This goes on really nicely, it feels really, really nice. And actually not bad coverage with those little pimp my little friends. I mean, it's not perfect, but I don't really mind my actual skin showing through. I think everyone's on more of a natural movement at the moment, aren't they? Okay, so for the other side of my face, I'm just going to use this is a Lottie London, it's dirty, I'm sorry, I don't clean my brushes. It's only me that uses my brushes. Okay. I opted not to get the brush just because I have so many foundation brushes and I didn't see the brush doing anything different to what my brushes already do. That is stunning. Oh, it's so nice. Oh wow, I really like it. It's very glowy, very, very glowy. It's a bit dark. I'm gonna bring it down onto my neck. It comes in less shades than her foundation does, but they're very stretchable shades. But because it's a skin tint, you can kind of get away with, if a shade is slightly darker for you, or if it's slightly lighter, you can get away with it, because it's not so full coverage, it doesn't have to be a perfect match. I am noticing on this side where I put it on with my fingers, it's a little bit streaky, so I'm just going to go back in with a brush, because I do much prefer how this side has gone on. Wow, I like this. I really, really like this. It's very glowy. It's a little bit too glowy for me around this area, but that's fine because I powder there anyway. I'm very interested to see how this wears throughout the day. I'm not expecting too much for longevity just because it is a skin tint, but I think it might do okay. I'm just worried that I'm wearing a mask all day, so we might have a bit of an issue there around this area, but I think I might powder just to compensate for that. I'm really like this, you know. I'm not centered, it's fine. I'm gonna hop off camera, do my concealer and powder, and then I'll come back and we will try out the bronzer. So I've added concealer and I have powdered. I just used my Laura Mercier powder as always. I really do like the finish of this. Upon closer inspection, I think it's got a bit of shimmer in it. So that's just something to be aware of if you don't like shimmer. What we're going to go in with now is the Glowish, what's this? Glowish Soft Radiance Bronzing Powder. I got the shade Tan, 03 Tan Light. So I got, I think it's the third darkest in the shade range. I'm going to use my, again, it's dirty. I don't clean my brushes, I'm really sorry. Do as I say, not as I do, okay? Clean your brushes. I just don't do that. I occasionally do it, but I just can't, I just can't right now. This is the component. I'm not the biggest fan of the component. I would much prefer something with a mirror. I live for my little mirrors. Let's go in. I'm just going to bronze how I usually do. Another reason why I don't actually like this component is because if you can see, it doesn't lay flat on a table because this goes underneath it. So it's just a bit awkward. It like wobbles around and stuff, but what can you do? Ooh. Oh, that is pretty. I quite like that. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of my makeup off camera and I'll check back in with you in a little bit. That is my makeup, everyday makeup kind of done. I just added, I didn't really add anything. What did I add? I just added like a little half liner and some mascara. That's pretty much it. Oh, and I put the bronzer on my eyelids a little bit, so just to sort of make it all a bit more cohesive. So far, I'm loving it. I think it's a really nice natural skin-like finish. I think if you're someone that sort of shies away from more fuller coverage foundations, then this is 100% for you. It's gone on so nicely and any makeup has gone on really nicely on top of it as well. I will say if you maybe struggle with your skin a little bit, I don't think that the coverage is there. There's definitely skin showing through. You can build it, but you might need a little bit of extra help along the way with some concealer or powders. Really like that. I'm gonna add some blush because I'm a blush fiend, just to get this fresh look even fresher. I don't feel like I need to put any highlighter on because I'm already so glowy, but I'm gonna put some highlighter on. It's just melted into that makeup. It looks great. Oh wow. I'm really impressed with that. Love that. Okay, I'll check back in with you at the end of the day to show you how we look, how it's worn. I am fully aware I look pretty ridiculous because I've got a towel on, but I'm working out. I've got places to be, things to do. I don't have the time to do my hair, okay? So it's in a towel. It's the next day. My car overheated yesterday, so I sort of like broke down on my way home from work and I was like stranded in the middle of the road, had to wait for my fiance to pick me up. It wasn't ideal. I just felt like it's not fair for me to give a review when I'm like stood outside in 50-degree heat, sweating profusely, and then I'd come back and be like, it's not sweat proof. I don't think any makeup is made to withstand 50-degree heat. So with that being said, I put it back on, I put the makeup back on today. I did the exact same makeup routine that I showed you. I just did it the next day. So now I'm coming to you with my final thoughts. The bronzer I love. I really am quite happy with the bronzer. The way the marbling kind of makes you think that there's shimmer in here, or it might act a little bit like a highlight, but I actually think it's a pretty matte bronzer, so there's not really much shimmer in here. I can confidently say that I really like this bronzer. Now onto the skin tint. I was using 02 Fair Light. I think it's a great colour for my skin tone. I thought it was going to be a bit light, but actually it wasn't. It's really stretchable. And also with the bronzer, because I used 03 Tan Light on the bronzer, I think it matches really well. The only comment I will say is that this skin tint does have shimmer in it, and that's what gives that really beautiful glowy, dewy finish. However, when I'm putting shimmer over I've got quite textured skin around here, I've got quite visible pores. Let's get up close and personal, shall we? So I don't know if you can see, I have been wearing a mask all day, so if my makeup's come off a bit, that's normal. I feel like there's a bit of build up around, sort of in the crevice of my nose. And around my pores area, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Now this is completely down to personal preference. Me personally, I want to avoid sort of shimmery stuff around this area just because I feel like it accentuates my pores, especially throughout the day. Because I wanted to see how this acted alone, I didn't reapply powder. If I want to wear this, I have no problem reapplying powder just to avoid the sort of shininess around here, because I think when I become a bit shiny throughout the day, the texture on my forehead and on my pore, my T-zone area becomes more visible. And I think that the shimmer in this accentuates that, which isn't my favourite. But again, like I said, I have no problem using powder or touching up throughout the day. But actually looking at it on camera, I do really like how it looks. I am gonna powder on camera right now, just to see how it would look had I stopped and touched up throughout the day. See, look at that. Like, I think immediately that's just such a huge improvement. And even in person, it now has taken away all that texture. Because throughout the night, I mean, it's hot where I live. It's really hot. It's really hot. It's actually really, we're going through a heat wave right now in Dubai. A heat wave in Dubai. It's atrociously hot at the moment. So I'm extra shiny. But now that I've touched up, I actually really like how this is looking. The wear time on this, considering it's a skin tint, is incredible. I put this on at about 8 o'clock this morning, and it is now 5:30 in the evening. And I don't feel like it's gone patchy. I've been wearing a mask all day as well, which is insane. I do think that it has really done a very good job considering it's a skin tint. Overall, I am pretty happy with this. I kind of wish that there wasn't any shimmer in it though. That's my personal opinion. You might love the shimmer. I know so many people are really liking this. I'm gonna try different ways to use it because I do really want to try and like it, but it's not my favorite right now. I will keep you updated on how I go with this, if I find something that works for me when I'm using this, and I'll let you know. As if I didn't powder my forehead. It's the shiniest part about me. It's reflective. I'm blinded by my forehead. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna call that a day. Bye!